Hello, 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 it is me, that divination witch, and yes, I hope you're doing well. I don't know why I said it like that. I've lost the plot. Well, hello. Yes, I hope you're doing well. This is another video in my series of different spirits and deities I've met over the years. And this might be why I'm feeling bubbly right now, because this lady really has sprung to mind today. Don't know if it's because I've got a dress with cherry blossoms on, but I'm going to be speaking about Amaterasu. Ah, what a lovely lady Amaterasu is. So yes, let's get into it already. If you're new here, just a quick hello. I'm Sarah, that divination witch. I hope you stick around. It's a safe space here. You can ask questions because nothing's silly, everyone's got to start somewhere. If you want to know about deities, paganism, witchcraft, spirituality, I share what I know. I try and help as many people as I can. If you want to support the channel further than watching and subscribing, I've got a link tree below where I've got a shop, I've got Patreon, Etsy, a website, and I'm also teaching tarot on YouTube memberships. So if you're interested, please check it out. Thank you. Amaterasu. She is the Shinto deity of the sun, the kami, as they're called in Shintoism, of the sun. She's the personification of the sun, and arguably one of the most important goddesses in Japan, the land of the rising sun. I know that's controversial to say, but it is part of the history that they were referred to as such. Now, I do have some ties with Shintoism and with Shinto deities, and that's how I've met Amaterasu. She's came through a handful of times for people I've read for, but when she does, she is a ray of sunshine, no pun intended. She lights up the room. She is so cheerful and so positive and a joy to be around, truly. With me and Shintoism, I've always had an interest in Japan since I was a kid, and a lot of people have, especially because of anime and things like this. I get it, a lot of people do. And you'll have noticed some of my tattoos, you know, Japanese inspired. This one here is upside down, but that is a tattoo of Izanami no Mikoto. Izanami, I've spoke about before on the channel. She is one of my patron goddesses from past lives. I have had a few past lives in Japan, in feudal Japan. One of them was the Edo era, I believe, or Edo era. And I may have had others that I'm not aware of, but I do have a connection with that place, and I will go there before I die. That is in my bucket list, I will, but I've not been yet. And that's the reason I don't practice with Izanami or the kami, because Shintoism, although it's an open practice and anyone can participate and learn about it, everyone's welcome with it, it's very tied to Japan. It's very land-based. Some of the practice as well has been amalgamated, smushed together, let's say, with Buddhism and Buddhist beliefs. It's pretty complex, but it's very tied to the land, the spirits of the land. And because I'm not in Japan, I feel disconnected from that, if I'm honest. There are Shinto shrines outside of Japan, across the world. I believe there's even one in England, America, Canada, across the world. But again, even though that's a shrine to the kami, it's not on the land. I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. My story with Izanami, I've told it on the channel before. I thought she was Persephone for the longest time because I work with Hecate. Hecate is my main goddess. Izanami and Persephone are pretty similar. It was actually Izanami, not Persephone. This can happen sometimes where it's the same archetype but a different face that you might not have even heard of, because despite my lifelong interest in Japan, I wasn't knowledgeable about Shintoism or anything like that. I didn't know who the heck she was until I found out who the heck she was. So yeah, I do have this tie with them. And even when Izanami was around me more, I mean, she'll be here in a flash if I ever need her, because she is one of my patron gods from past lives, and it's like a soul tie, really. I've got Izanami, Frigg, Hecate, the main soul ties to me, you know, from ancestry and past lives. They're just tied to me. That's my main ones, and Lilith as well. But that's more of a newer connection. I really love Lilith. Anyways, I'm going on a ramble there. I used to have Izanami around more frequently, is what I'm trying to say, before I made the decision to really follow Hecate's teachings, like more streamlined, and, you know, go down the path with her. At the moment, I'm more left-hand path leaning, but that doesn't mean I'm fully, you know, left-hand path. But that's the lessons I'm learning right now. Anyways, when Izanami was around, we never did magic together, but we did lots and lots of reading. She loved doing divination with me, and divination is integral in Shintoism, but they don't use tarot cards, they use their own special methods. So it's no wonder she liked doing that. She had her children come to me sometimes. In Amaterasu, well, she used to come to me quite a lot to cheer me up, let's say. There's one moment that does stick out in my mind with Amaterasu, where she helped save my arse in the astral. So I do astral project. I used to do so more than I do now. Nowadays, I'm normally way too busy to like find time to do it. I need to do it more. I normally just meditate, that kind of thing. But I was always doing it before. And when I astral project, even now, I normally call upon one of my deities to help me, because the astral realm is full of good and bad things. And, you know, this is a lesson I learned with this story I'm going to tell. You don't want to go wandering somewhere and not know what you're doing. It's like a toddler, you know, you're not used to it as much as spiritual beings. You don't know where the heck you're going. You could get lost. Something could find you. I don't want to scare people. But there are not so nice things in the astral, as well as lovely things as well. So yes, I used to astral project quite a bit, and normally call upon a deity to do so. But this particular occasion, I decided, no, I'm going to just do it. I'm not calling on anyone, and I'm going to go find Izanami. I want to explore more of her area in the astral realm. Now, Shinto and Japanese mythology, well, they've got things called yokai. It's a very broad umbrella term of basically different spirits. They're shapeshifters, they're good, they're bad, they're everything in between. They are amazing creatures, amazing beings. They are spirits of the land, they are fae type spirits, they are ghost type spirits, they can be demonic, they can be angelic. There's so many different variants to yokai. They're fascinating if you ever want to delve into that rabbit hole. There's even a yokai that looks like an umbrella. That fascinates me. Anyways, yes, there are lots of spirits. I mean, on the astral as a whole, not just reflecting the Japanese culture. There are lots of spirits of all shapes and sizes that I don't even know what the heck they are. You think, am I insane? What the heck is this? Once I saw something that looked fresh out of Alice in Wonderland. It was floating eyeballs with wings, and it looked like glasses, and I was like, am I just tripping? I've never done that in my life. But what is this? So I decided to go to Yomi. Now, Yomi is the Japanese underworld. Yeah, this tit went, let's go to Yomi. So I crossed a bridge with a torii gate on. The torii gates are the red gates that you find at shrines. These gates in Shintoism, it is said if you cross through them, it's the gate to the underworld, the gate, not just the underworld, but to the spirit realm, to the astral, really, to the other side. They are the liminal space. They are doorways, gateways. That's why they're found at shrines, because they're sacred spaces and you're crossing into God, like the God's territory, you know, the Kami's territory. That's why they're there. So in the astral realm, there was this torii gate on a bridge. I just walked through it like nothing was the matter. It was a beautiful field with this bridge. That's what I saw. I don't even know why a bridge would be in the middle of the field. Well, now I do, because it was the entrance to Yomi, and it reminded me a bit of Spirited Away. That is an amazing film. Watch it if you are interested in yokai. Yes, it's fictional. It's a fictional story, but it's beautiful, beautifully animated, and it illustrates in a way the spirit realm from Japanese beliefs. It's all about a little girl who crosses over to the spirit world and has to work in a bathhouse, and there's all sorts of different spirits and yokai, and there's deities in it, there's a witch in it, there's shapeshifters, all sorts, but it illustrates what Yomi's like. So imagine that on steroids. It was like a massive, I was like on the top of this hill, and it was just a massive city, like an old time city, but it wasn't just old times. There was lights and neon lights, and it wasn't like built up like New York or whatever, but there was like traditional looking buildings and steam and smoke, and you could hear chatter, and you could hear like a train or something. I don't know where this train would go, but it was just like loads of hustle and bustle, and I was on a mountain top looking down. I didn't get any closer than that because Izanami found me straight away and told me off. Because when she used to come to me, and if I did call on her assistance, this is probably why I'm thinking of Amaterasu, she would take me to somewhere, not Yomi, she would take me to this clearing outside of her temple, which when I looked up Izanami's temple in Japan, I didn't know what it looked like at first. It is exactly what it looks like, except there's loads of cherry blossoms, the sakura they're called, and we would sit under the trees and talk there all the time. It was so beautiful. So she would never just take me to Yomi, you know, straight in there. So when I appeared there, she instantly knew where I was, like a flash, in front of me, teleported there, and told me off, said, "What are you doing here?" I'll never forget, she said, "Sarah, you're foolish. There are beings here that would eat you. They will sense you're here straight away. They'll sniff you out. You need to go." And she called on Amaterasu to escort me out, to protect me. And when Amaterasu appeared, she fell out of the sky like an angel, but more powerful than an angel, I suppose. Like, she had long flowing hair with jewels in her hair, and it was a red robe with gold, and all these ribbons and silks flapping about, and she's just stunning. And she got me out of there. We crossed back over, and she got me back to my body from the astral realm, protected me just in case, and I think she might have made sure I was okay in my house, in the physical, that nothing had followed me. So I'm grateful to her for that. She helped me in that case. So that's my encounter with Amaterasu. I can't remember, because it was that long ago it happened, what she said to me, but I do remember her energy being so bubbly and bright and so positive. And don't mean this derogatory, but she reminded me a bit of Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, as in she was just so positive no matter what, like, "Oh my god, hi." But not dumb, you know. She's just so positive, so yeah, I have no other word for it, just so positive. Now, if you are interested in working with her or contacting her, you can do, by all means. It is not a closed religion like Hinduism isn't. You know, other religions similar are not, but I will say, like I've already explained at the beginning, Shintoism is very land based. You know, it's based on Japan, based on, you know, nature spirits, the kami, and not just deities. They're sometimes ancestors or emperors even that are deified, nature spirits and land spirits. So you might encounter a barrier in that regard to properly connect. Doesn't mean you can't respect them or work with them where you are, especially someone like Amaterasu, you know. But if you wanted to get further into Shintoism, that might be your stumbling block, unless you're going to go live in Japan or you already live there. That's what I found anyways. Like I say, she's positive and bubbly. How do I see her? Beautiful, understatement. You know, she was a stereotypical, what Japanese people would say is beautiful, very pale porcelain skin with a light blush, long black hair, like I said, jewels in her hair, beautiful clothes, silks, colours red, gold, pinks, purples, all flowing about. Just a stunning young woman. And yeah, she can help you with protection, like she did me. She can protect you from anything negative, anything, you know, from the underworld even, anything not so nice. She can help with that. She can help you defend yourself psychically as well against psychic attacks, promoting positive healing energy. Yep, she can help with healing. So it's a bit like Apollo being a sun god in obviously Hellenic and Roman times. Similar, he's also like a god of healing, and I feel like she's also like linked with music and stuff as well. I can hear, I don't know what the instrument is called off the top of my head, but you know, the traditional Japanese, it looks like a mini guitar, but it's not a guitar. It's got a distinct sound to it. I can hear that in my head right now. So I think she likes music, creativity, tea, traditional things. She's showing me like a tea house, green tea, matcha, cakes. These little cakes I'm seeing that look like a swirl. I don't know what the heck they are. Yeah, healing, protection, that's what she's really good at, and promoting positivity and manifestation, she's saying as well. You want some good luck, she can help you find it. Yeah, that's Amaterasu. I don't know what else to say. I normally end the videos saying I don't know what else to say, but I don't. Amazing lady, very interesting. Talk with her if you're interested. You can light her a candle, you know, go from there, look into Shintoism. I know Izanami loves incense. Light some nice incense for Amaterasu. You know, have a look into her lore, her history. What do people traditionally do for her, if you're interested. But yeah, there might be that little stumbling block there just because of how linked to the land they are. I suppose as well, that, when I come to think of it, actually, it might be also, well, not as much, but a little bit why I'm not currently working with the Norse, although they are my ancestral gods. Just thinking about it. Yes, a lot of the Norse came to England, and that's why they're my ancestors. So there is that, sure. So they are linked with my country. They're not as land-based in that regards, but if I wanted to say work with light elves or something, I'm gonna have to go live in Norway or Iceland, or, you know, if you want to work with your local nature spirits and get really into the nitty-gritty of things, you know, you're not going to find that in England. If you get what I mean, you'll find something similar, but there's like variations. It's like humans, you know, we're all flesh and blood. Humans are all, we're all similar no matter our race, but we have different races. It's for a reason, isn't it? At the end of the day, it depends where you live. The culture, the climate, everything affects how you are. So it's the same on a spiritual level, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you have anyone else you want me to cover, let me know. I've got a huge list going on. But she popped into my head and I just felt like, right, talking about you today. So there we go. Hope it helps someone out there who's interested. Until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.